If you guys have ideas for the name for this podcast, I will copy and paste them into a document during the stream, okay? Please, we are not creative with titles.
Well then, with those great confidence-inducing words, welcome to the second episode of the world premiere of the podcast. I will not say the same phrase as last time because people will actually start thinking the name of the podcast is Key and Me. So, the Keyframe and A&Y show. Oh god. Please save me from embarrassing myself any further.
I mean, it's not like the Cox and the Crendor opening, but that was something.
We finally
for an actual trumpet player, that was quite not the good trumpet.
Hashtag ain't trumpet. Yeah. Anyways, welcome back, Keyframe, to the. We made it. We made it. A second episode on schedule, which probably brings us to the aspect we should mention right now before we forget at the end that the next episode will actually not be on time. Because somebody thinks they can have a live outside of podcasting on Twitch. Just a heads up, next week's episode will be recorded same time, but on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, on Tuesday, because on Wednesday I am flying out to Atlanta, Georgia, because, besides my channel and the commission work stuff that I do, one of my main jobs is that I am an artist for the YouTube channel DA Games. And we're featured guests, like the team of DA Games is a featured guest at a convention called MomoCon. And so this is the first convention where I'm going to be going as a representative member of DA Games. And I will be there till like Monday. So yeah, and I didn't want there to be a break in this stream because I feel like even 1 week of a break, and when I go to the next
and
week,
AY's gone.
Hey Max, it's time for a stream. He'll be like, oh yeah, that thing. You see,
but yeah,
passion comes and goes.
But I guess we will hear everything about your stay at MomoCon in 2 weeks then, when you tell us how your previous week was, which brings us to, hey Keyframe, how was your previous week?
I started the previous week last week. Why don't you start?
Okay, I guess I can start my previous week. First things first, I have a new haircut, which is not helpful to the people watching this on YouTube because they can't see me, but hello people on live stream Twitch, where people can watch this spectacular live. Here's my new haircut. And this is actually something worth mentioning because I usually take literally months to get to my haircut style person. Not because they are very, very strict with appointments or schedules, no, because I just don't get my lazy ass over there. So finally I have my summer cut.
Was it getting to that point that you had a year ago where you had
no.
There was one point where you had super scruffy hair because you sent me that picture of you holding the sarcasm sign and you went to the effort to take a picture of it with your shorter hair because you hated how the longer hair looked.
Yes, I know this. I had my last attempt to have slightly longer hair was doing my vlog phase, and oh god, there are some vlogs that I really like content-wise, but I can't look at myself because I have the thing that when my hair gets to a certain point, it starts to get to fall in very, very weird waves. And
you looked like a German Shaggy.
Yeah, but not even in a shaggy, sexy way. No, it just looks shit. And oh god, I guess there goes the PG rating. Good job,
I'm not talking about the adjective shaggy. I'm talking about the character.
I know. But even he has better hair than me during that period. But yeah, I can't even talk about hair without getting the rating down. So or the rating, the age rating up for this show. My goodness. But then again, I actually managed to talk 5 minutes about getting a haircut.
So was that the only notable thing in your week?
Apparently.
Besides the fact we had to go through hell for your days off.
This was actually the next point I wanted to bring up. But nevertheless, I just want to give a pointer, first of all, to put pressure on you, Keyframe. You are welcome. And also to get the people to your channel. last week and this week probably as well, I sent the pre-show and the post-show recording to Keyframe. So there is actually my face cam included. So you might actually get to see my beautiful, slightly too short new haircut on her channel at some point when she actually uploads stuff there and keeps the face cam. Nevertheless, go to her channel. It's cool. Well, this was endorsement.
That was the closest thing that you've had to complimenting me in a long time, sweetheart. I'm touched.
It comes from which side is the heart on again? I never feel it, so I can't tell. But it comes from, it comes from the bread tarry substance that counts as my heart. Nevertheless, yeah, there was still one even slightly bigger event than me getting a haircut. I'm still very, very sad that this was actually my starting point for this show. Nevertheless, yes. So, for those who don't know, in August I want to actually go to BronyCon, and I pretty much thought this thing was a safe deal because in our team at work we have the rule that, like, yeah, within the team we see if we can manage our own days off within the team. We just need to ensure as a team that the show goes on, that everything will work fine when somebody is missing, and that there is a stand-in and everything. So basically, my boss, like the one up who actually signs my days off, he basically blindly signs anything. Because he is like, guys, you figure this out in your teams, and it's a cool arrangement in general, and there's trust and everything. I like it. It's perfect. The problem is we have a big project going on, and we also have the problem that the big turning point, the hot phase gets postponed. Got postponed throughout the entire year. I mean, the first prediction for the hot phase was last December, but then we widened the scope of the project. So actually, and we were like, guys, let's not do this half-ass, let's do this real. So obviously, the hot phase also went further into the future. Well, now the hot phase was dated for August. And so I was like, I thought this was just a formality to go like, okay, team, in August I want to be 2 weeks off with conventions, first in America one and a second one right after, the weekend after in Germany, Eurofurns. That's cool. And everybody was like, yeah, sure, yeah, cool. And then the project manager was like, we are actually currently talking about this in the management. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, okay. He messaged me about that 2 in the morning. Be like, hey, Key, thing about the, I have some questions about the hotel, because he has the hotel reserved. And
yes.
It's like,
because I was the only one with a credit card available, so we reserved the hotel on my credit card. And then it was like, I might not be able to make it. Yeah, and this panic-induced stressful week in which, okay, then it was like my project manager was like, okay, I had the next management meeting is there and then. I understand this is important to you. There are already people depending on you. I will do everything that there is no blockage from the management. Meeting is on Monday. Can you give me this Monday? And I was like, sure, no problem. I give you this Monday. Monday is a fine thing. Then on Monday, he came out of the meeting and was like, my girlfriend is in the hospital. So there's actually not a fun part of the story. He was like, my girlfriend is in the hospital. I was like, God, go! And but yeah, this caused further delay, but finally I got the affirmation. Yes, I got my holiday. I will only take 1 week off instead of 2, so it's already kind of sacrifice on my end. And depending on how hot the hot phase is, I might actually end up doing a little bit of work from America, but still I got my holiday my days off greenlit, so yay, I will be back in America this year. Hooray!
I know, I'm excited, but like, no, I'm excited that me and Brett don't have to buy a hotel room, not to see you. Why would I be excited to see you, you trog?
But yeah, how was your week? I mean, those were my highlights.
I had someone across the ocean stress me out for 4 days.
You are welcome. Hashtag blame ANY.
No, the thing was when he told me the reason why the thing got delayed, because he told me, oh, it's delayed by a day, and I was ready to type, be like, oh, those jerkwads, I just want to, and then he was like, the project manager's girlfriend is in the hospital, and I'm like, delete. Well, it's a viable reason, but still annoying. First world problems. But besides that...
to hopefully go to something more fun, yes.
Basically over the week, basically, I've been catching up on work because if people watched the previous podcast, I had a week where I couldn't do any work because I didn't have my tablet pen. And this is not just artwork, this is editing and a bunch of stuff because my wrist starts to hurt really bad when I'm holding the mouse. And we're theorizing...
You are an embarrassment for every member of the PC Gamer Master Race. I mean, how do you play without a mouse? Do you play with your pen and drawing tablet?
No, here's the thing. We're theorizing it's not just my wrist, it's also the mouse. Because Brett had to go on my computer for a minute to pay the internet bill. And he started using the mouse, and he's like, what is wrong with your mouse? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, it's so hard to click or do anything with it. And I'm like, oh, well, I know what I have to buy next time. But yeah, so I've been catching up on work and stuff, which is so much fun to do. And that's not a me being sarcastic. I enjoy working. So.
Boo, boo. Sorry.
I guess the other notable thing. Just sad because it shows how much of a loser I am that this is a highlight of my week.
Hashtag loser key. Yeah, please continue.
For the first time in I think 3 or 4 years, I actually went to a library and I checked out books because I was just sitting here and I'm like, because I was rendering out footage for the speed paint, which we've had a conversation of how long it takes for Vegas to render out speeded up footage.
Tell me about it.
I was like, I need to do something. And I already cleaned up the house and everything. I was like, I need something to do because I can't go on the computer and you can only do so much on your phone. So I actually rented out books, and most of them are like animation and comic history. I got a Calvin and Hobbes compilation book.
Nice.
Love Calvin and Hobbes. And I got one of my old goals when I was in high school was I wanted to read every Stephen King book that got turned into a movie so I could see how the movies and the books differentiate. And this was before I started watching The Dom. So the book I got was The Dead Zone, which was adapted into a movie, I think in the 80s, where Christopher Walken played the main character. And I love that movie, and I have a feeling I'm going to really like that book. So yeah, the highlight of my week was going to the library. That's such a... Oh, God.
21st century digital girl. She doesn't know how to borrow a book from a library.
Oh, shush, Mr. Haircut. At least apparently we had very eventful weeks, but you know what's also eventful? Watching media, so I guess I will start with the media that I consume this week.
Especially since my will probably get this stream cancelled instantly to build up the excitement, for the people.
You gotta. Oh God, I can't. Curse being a PG stream. I was gonna say something wrong, but no. The media that I've consumed is actually this playlist of videos that I've been watching from Your Movie Sucks and
Hey, sorry. Oh, this was the channel name, my bad.
Oh my God, I'm gonna murder you in August. It's a playlist from a bunch of other YouTubers as well, like Chris Duckman and Cat Icarus, The Odd Ones Out, I Hate Everything, all that stuff. And it's called Childhood Trauma. Great title, I know. But they're basically talking about pieces of media that like scared them and quote unquote traumatized them when they were little kids. And it was interesting to watch all of them to see like which ones were like consistently running things. Funny enough, the thing that was the most consistent movie or media thing that they would talk about was The Dark Crystal.
Ah, I just rewatched it on Netflix 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but they were all like, I think the scene that they said that was the scariest one was they had like the podling in the sucking
chair.
out the podling's life essence and its face is melting.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it goes not all the way with the melting, but it becomes like, it ages like instantly and turns hollow. So, but yeah, it looks very melty for the first few seconds. Oh yeah, that's creepy imagery.
My favorite one that talked about it was The Odd Ones Out, because his video was basically talking about how the movie isn't that good, but what scared him when he was a kid. Mm-hmm. And it got to that scene, and then he's just silent looking at the thing, and then you just hear him scream like, ah! And I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't blame you. Mm-hmm. But it made me think about the stuff that like creeped me out when I was a kid, because I actually consumed a lot of horror media when I was younger, because looking back on some of the stuff that was in my childhood, whoever made TV shows and movies and video games in my era of childhood just really wanted to scare us, and I don't know why. I'm thinking about making my own video about it, but one of the things that's definitely going to be on the list is...
Goosebump. Actually, I knew you have been afraid of Goosebump.
Okay, there was one Goosebumps that did scare me. It was,
haha, I knew it.
Well, look!
It's the one with Bigfoot, isn't it?
No, it's the one with the girl in the Halloween mask. And she can't take the mask off. And also how, Are You Afraid of the Dark and stuff. But, no, it comes from a video game. And it's from a GameCube game. The GameCube game adaptation of Monster House. And Monster House was a creepy-ish movie, but I liked it. But there was this one monster in the game when you go down to the basement of the house, and it's like a TV spider, and it's on top of the ceiling, climbing the pipes, hurtling towards you, and the game is pitch black, and it makes this terrifying sound. I remember when I was a kid, I rented that game from Blockbuster on Tuesday and returned it on Wednesday because I was like, nope, this game is haunted.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Was there spooky stuff in my childhood? There probably was a lot of spooky stuff in my childhood, but I can't remember anything on top of my head.
I also, obviously, people in the chat who are in my generation will probably agree with me. I am going to have stuff from Courage, the Cowardly Dog on there, because... God, how did that show go on for so long is my question, on a major network with how weird it was and what they got away with. But like, a running theme that people will see in my videos is that I hate spiders. I loathe them. I think they're, especially big ones, I think they're like, but there's a specific one from Courage that terrified me as a child. It was from the first episode of the proper TV series, not like the short film pilot, like the proper TV series. They're going to a motel that's ran by this tall cat dude, and the cat dude has this collection of spiders, and the people who go to his motel, they get the spiders to eat the people. And there's a scene where one of the characters is in a bathtub, and you just see this giant spider with this toxic green back come out of the faucet and run in the water towards the lady, and I'm like, nope. I mean, like, when I was still in that age where I didn't take showers, I took baths, that scared me half to death, because I think I was only like 4 or 5 when I saw it, and I was like, nope, nope, spiders are the devil, and I don't care what scientific facts you give me, they should all be eradicated.
You say all spiders should be eradicated?
Oh, go to your media. I'm done with you.
Already, oh my god, today this will be a shorter one. But then again, maybe my will completely derail anything. Because
that's why I actually made mine shorter, because I feel like yours has a lot to actually talk about.
I hope not, because people, please don't tune out instantly. But it might get slightly political.
And the chat left.
Boom, everybody left. 100 thumbs down, nobody's watching, unsubscribe. No. Okay, here's the thing. I will not actually go into politics, like talking about actual happening politics and what I think about them and what is good, what is bad. I might tangentially mention something as an example, but I actually don't want to talk about politics. I want to talk about politics, or rather media related to them, because for people who follow me on Tumblr, like a week ago, something like this, I made a post like, guys, I don't get it. Okay, first, a disclaimer. I am rather Trump critical. I am, rather Trump critical. Let's leave it like that. But nevertheless, I will end up telling everybody, no matter on what side you're on, that they have to check out your opinion as well. Because here's the thing, I left a post and was like, I wonder, because I was consuming basically only the left, the liberal media, like Last Week Tonight, like Today Show, like what else?
Trevor Noah? Trevor Noah?
This is Daily Show, isn't it? Oh, I said Today Show. No, I made Daily Show, then the Closer Look with this one guy. I don't know. I can't follow his entire channel because his channel annoys me as hell, but his Closer Look thing is funny. Or interesting at least. But yeah, I was basically consuming only the lefty side. And at some point, and I was always like, yeah, nodding away and being like, oh, you. And I enjoyed the hell out of them, basically on a daily or weekly basis, ripping Trump a new one. But at some point, I felt like, okay, this is kind of offish. Because there are always at least two sides to a thing, so I went over to Fox News YouTube channel, because I was like, okay, there is this one media outlet everybody knows is pro-Trump all the way, and always tries to be the other voice, the voice that is not joining the choir of panicky whatever stuff. And I checked out, I picked intentionally videos on topics that I have followed and stuff like this, and I was really disappointed because Fox News did a really, really pathetic job of giving a worthwhile other side. So I left a post on Tumblr and was like, guys, is there not another side? I'm kind of start to wonder. This was pathetic. Now I have to wonder if there maybe only is one side after all. Thankfully, thanks to Bider, who doesn't know Bider, he was... I had a podcast in the past, the Crepuscular Bronies discussed, and he was my co-host and later carried the show on for 100 more episodes after I already left. So, at least back in the days, closer friend of mine. Nowadays, we kind of occasionally come into contact, and he jumped to my help when I posted on Tumblr like, guys, is there no other side? Is there no worthwhile content of the other side? And he provided me with a bunch of channels to check out, from moderate channels to positive Trump channel, to Trump positive channels to spin doctor channels who were like completely extremist, like the right extremist channels. So he was like, okay, here you have a fair selection for you to check out. So over the last week, and this is where we get to the actual media part of my ongoing anecdote, so I watched and even subscribed some of the more Trump positive channels, and I have to say, and I only can recommend basically going to do the same thing as well. If you're not interested in all, more power to you. I don't know. I don't want to say more power to you to not be interested in what's going on in the world. Anyways, try to find and consume as many. If you are following it intensively, try to also see the other side. Intentionally check out the other side. This will, I can tell you from first-hand experience, this will not instantly turn you, and I'm like now, America first, which would be strange for me to say as a German, and it's also not like, make it great again, hooray for Trump. No, I'm still rather critical of him, but it nevertheless widened my horizon extremely. Because after half a year or something, basically since last summer, since the campaign went into the hot stage and Trump became actually the candidate, I started following it. Even watched some of the speeches, so I'm not only having second-hand opinions of him, I actually checked out some of the stuff he said myself, trying to keep this non-judgmental, so I will not say anymore. But yeah, for half a year I only consumed the left side of things. How they were, to a ridiculously exclusive point, always were talking about the weird stuff going on around Trump. Like there is no other news in the entire world. And this was basically also my wake-up call. Like, is there not another side? Why constantly only hearing this one side? And so I checked out those other channels. I guess I can just link Biter's Tumblr reply in the description below, so you can check out what I checked out with his actual disclaimers, like, okay, this guy is this guy is that, and so on. So yeah, there are also some reasonable people on. This is so condescending of me. Sorry, I try to keep this neutral. So, there are even on the other side reasonable people. Like, obviously there are. Half of America voted for them. So there must be, at least by statistics, there must be people who voted for him who are not just the South or Confederate fanboys. So there are people that, first of all, just hearing people say like, oh my god, they're talking about, what was it here, oh my god, let the Comey thing go, or something, or just let it, or the Russia conspiracy, oh god, there is nothing in Russia. To be honest, at this point, we don't know. It's Trump's connections to Russia, we don't know. There is no hard evidence. There is a lot of suspicious stuff. But yeah, the way, if you look at some of the left shows, they present it as a given fact that the conviction is around the corner, that Trump is basically already impeached. But on the other hand, the entire what's it called? Like the hearings and the inspection. No, help me.
The investigation.
Yes, thank you. Had a brain fart there. Yeah, the investigation has barely started or still going on. There is no actual hard information. Sure, there is suspicious and sometimes outright stupid stuff, but it alone doesn't say us anything. It could be that, for example, the tax return thingy. Trump's tax return is Schrodinger's tax return at this point. There could be crucial evidence for wrongdoing in there, but maybe not. Maybe he is just stubborn. Maybe he just likes to mess with people and that's why he is not releasing it. Maybe there is evidence in there that will completely condemn him. At this point, we don't know. And that's an important thing that I learned, or that I got reminded of by watching The Right Side. And also, it's kind of funny because at the end of the day, both sides are the same. Both sides do the same thing about presentation / misrepresentation. This is also something I realized. Like, Trump's tax returns are basically Obama's birth certificate, but just the other way around. You have one side who makes a gigantic fuss about it, and every time a completely unrelated argument comes up, it's like, but look at it! Look, we still don't know the truth about this other thing that has already been months old. And the other side is always completely dismissing it, like, oh, please don't come up with this old thing again. This is so not relevant. And both sides are at the same time wrong and right. Completely dismissing it is wrong. But overhyping it is also wrong. And I needed this reminder. And I can, once again, only recommend everybody to get your own reminder to watch both sides. And not to listen to both sides. And not just listen to it with confirmation bias and just being like, oh, I knew it. They are all just stupid people who don't know what they're talking about. No, actually listen to them. Take a step back and be like, okay, they might have a fair point that already talking about a cover-up is not right, because it is only a cover-up if something gets covered up. Maybe it's just very weird behavior they do. Maybe it's really just bad timing. I mean, my suspicions are not gone, but I had to basically remind myself, okay, at this point in time, cool your horses, guys. Both sides are basically there for the views. Both sides are trying to make the stories interesting, pander to their own audience, and therefore hype everything out of proportion. And yeah, I will still follow it. I will still follow both sides. I'm, out of my personal bias, more hesitant to like a video that is more forgiving or moderate with Trump, while I still like most videos from Daily Show and Last Week Tonight, or whatever the names of those shows are. But at the end of the day, I'm a little bit more cautious about it. I'm like, keep a close eye on it, but with a grain of salt. Don't just jump the bandwagon. Don't just repeat what you heard somewhere else. Just check it. And yeah, what's your take on it?
I'm just holding my tongue.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, like, to get into slightly serious mode, I do know people on the right side, quote, not the right side, but Republican side, because I have a lot of family who are Republican, who are Trump supporters and stuff. So I have seen their point of views and how they go about things. And I'm not personally left or right leaning ever, but like, and again, my disdain towards the Republican Party right now isn't necessarily Trump. It's Congress and Paul Ryan and stuff, especially with the healthcare thing. I talked to you about that.
Yeah.
Because that has a direct effect on the people that I care about. And with the stuff that's happened recently, like past 3 days and stuff, to me, looking at both the left side and the right side, there is no questions there.
I mean, I am still.
I mean, the fact that we've actually had the House of Representatives, people come up and representatives say calling for the impeachment, things are happening, and there are simply going to be things that, because media can only give out so much, as intrusive as they've become in the political world, it still doesn't show anything. So the fact that there are this call for impeachment, there are these things happening, there has to be stuff that we don't know. But if this is what the direct result of the things that we don't know is, then yeah, I think there is a reason why the suspicion has to be there, both for left side people and right side people. It's not good to live in ignorance either way, so I will agree with that.
I'm with you on that one. I'm just like, okay, before you go into complete like conspiracy theory mode, and sometimes it really goes there, just also listen to the other side. Also, it helps you to see your own side in a clearer view. Basically, one example, I don't know the name. I would drop the name if I knew it. A YouTuber who does, and again, I just couldn't look in my subscription box, who is also a smart, calm guy. So he's not like this radio reporter guy who is always screaming and pro-Trump and this complete lunatic.
I said because there's stuff in the water, it turns the frogs gay, that guy.
I don't know, but the crazy person. No, Matt Christensen is his name. Matt Christensen, and he is actually rather laid back. At the end of the day, he is more pro-Trump. But he has this podcast with a friend of him, a gal, and so they also talked about, what was it, the thing right there with the firing of Comey, with the letter and with the interview afterwards, in which Trump was like, oh, no, I made this decision myself. And their reaction was like, oh, that's so typical Trump. That's so him. And I was like, For a moment I was stunned. Like, okay, this is how Trump positive people actually see his antics. They see them as antics, as something to be like, oh God, him again. And I also, once again, I had to take a step back and be like, okay, I know there is always fun about politicians. When you not are completely hating them, you always make this kind of jokes. Like you see their antics as funny antics, as long as they don't actually affect go further, like actual criminal behavior or improper behavior or whatnot. But in this particular example, it was really just him but kind of contradicting what his people said earlier. But once again, it could just be that this administration is really, really bad at communication. And this was what those people in the show also said. Like, yeah, obviously you can't deny that something went very wrong there, and that Trump screwed kind of up by creating this contradiction, either by not communicating well before, or by doing this contradiction actively. Even this more pro-Trump podcast ended up acknowledging, there are screw-ups, undeniably. So overall, once again, I will continue watching both sides. I will probably continue liking a lot more on the left end of things. But yeah, I guess we've talked more than long enough about politics.
You really couldn't think of anything that scared you as a child?
Not while I was monologuing. Here's the funny thing that actually did cause me to be a little bit afraid of a child, but it's completely different. I mean, we talked about freaky stuff in our childhood media. What freaked me out for ridiculous reasons for a super long time was that one night, when my parents were watching the news in the evening, there was an imagery of a burning house. And for some reason, this imagery of a burning house was like, oh my God, what if the house goes on fire? And I started obsessing about the house might catch fire for quite a while.
That's adorable.
What? And the weird thing is that I was a kind of a pyromanic child, like what's it called?
A pyromaniac?
Yeah, I was a little bit of a
matches.
So this was a weird paradox combination. I mean, I started having paradox combinations very early on, as you can tell.
But still, thinking of like a little ANY scared of fire.
And what if the house catches fire? Shut up, son, and go to bed. But fire!
That's so cute.
But I'm also pretty sure that...
it's a rational fear to a point, but it's also adorable.
But yeah, it's surprising. Even baby ANY or the kid ANY, even kid ANY was also very rational and was afraid of real life stuff. But I could watch stuff like The Dark Crystal without getting scared of Skeksis. Nevertheless, I am pretty sure that I did. That there was stuff that creeped me out in child media. I'm pretty sure, but I can't recall anything. Probably if I watched the same list you watched, I might probably recall a lot of stuff and be like, oh right, yes, this caused me nightmares.
I mean, like the two running ones that were in there was the Dark Crystal. It was the Dark Crystal, and then this show called Pengu for some reason.
The clay penguin?
Yeah. Yeah. They were talking about this episode where Pengu has a nightmare, and there's this walrus thing, and they were talking about how that walrus was one of the creepiest things that they've ever seen.
Huh. Not sure
if
I've seen it. I recall Pingu being like adorable with his dad and and then they ate fish at the end of every episode and stuff like this.
Yeah, but who knows? Anyway, I guess we should get to the Q&A section.
Indeed. I mean, let me check if something new came in on Twitter with the hashtag. The hashtag that is
people in the chat. If you have questions for us, put it in the chat now.
Indeed. And for everybody watching on YouTube, you can also the entire week send us questions on Twitter with the hashtag #AnyKeyQuestions.
Or comment on the video.
Yeah, I guess this works as well. I still managed to read all my comments, so hooray for that. But yeah, you have an eye on the chat, and I already have a few questions. One question, let's see. Okay, this is from, oh god, time to butcher a few names again. From Caleb Bailey, who left a comment over on YouTube. What was the absolute favorite project you two did together?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Actually, it's a bad question. I know the answer. But you go first.
What's your answer?
Everything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything.
Your favorite project that we've done was the lip sync battles.
Yeah, this was fun. I mean, it was live, it was on stage. It was not as perfect and to the point as I would have, like watching afterwards the video. You have been right, I should have taken off the shorts so that the dress actually came across as a dress. I'm very disappointed with myself that I was too chicken to actually go all the way.
At least you were wearing boxer briefs unlike Will.
Yeah, so but I kept my shorts on and therefore screwed over the imagery of me being the girl.
No, I'm saying that if you did take off your pants...
I would not have semi-flashed the audience, yes.
Yeah, like Will did. But, honestly, my favorite that we've done was, Hard Reset.
We have released Hard Reset yet, right?
Yes, Hard Reset was the one on your channel, you idiot.
And the integration is the one that's still work in progress.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Oh yeah,
Hard Reset is my favorite because I think that one was the most fun to write because at this point we've gotten so well with writing with each other, writing the insults to one another.
Oh yeah. This was the one where we kept insulting each the entire time.
Yes, I loved writing that one and the ending live action gag. That was I really loved that one. So that's my favorite.
But yeah, you want to pick the next one while I cross this one out as done.
I'll pick the next one.
The sad thing is we still have so few good ones that, where's the crossing out part? That we probably will have, or the entire, there is not a lot to choose from in the list.
Okay, well, I picked one.
Oh.
This one is from Chuggle D Buggle.
Oh my god, I know this guy. Who is this Chuggle anyways?
He asks, so will you be planning on adding anyone else in the future or just you two? See, here's the thing. The original concept for this podcast was for 3 people, but every person that we thought of either isn't on the computer a lot.
Keyframe, can't cream.
Or they wouldn't, or they wouldn't fit in with the kind of personalities that we have because we originally thought we were like, oh, why not Golden? So
obvious choice. I mean, huh?
But then the more we thought about it, we were like, we would totally overwhelm him.
Yeah. I mean,
because the thing, people who watch our stuff know we are the very dominant personalities. We're loud. Our type of humor is usually insulting each other and being
interrupting each other. Point in case.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I mean, there is a reason why shows like Roundtable is Magic have literally taken terms integrated in their show format.
Exactly.
But
yeah, with our kind of style, we just couldn't find someone who would really work. We may get guests eventually, like just as one-time guest kind of thing.
Or reoccurring guests, but nevertheless.
Or reoccurring guest kind of thing, but for now, it's just us two.
Yeah, but as she said, I always was like, because I'm not only trying to rip off Cox and Crando, I'm also trying to rip off the co-optional podcasts, or call it being highly influenced by, which is probably the better term, the less compromising term. But yeah, they also have this great 3 people formula, which I really like, with Dodger, Keith, with Dodger, Jesse, and Total Biscuit, and then the guest who comes in. But yeah, once again, we couldn't find somebody steady who might fit and be at the same time able to get their voice in against the 2 of us. But I am still very much open for the idea to having people here. And I would say, actually, with the new format, like, tell us about your week, tell us about media you recently consumed, and then maybe answer a few questions. We actually have a setup that would allow a guest, would provide more room for a guest than when we thought about this previously and didn't have this structure. Iris Prism asks, traditional or digital?
Like artwork? Why not both?
She just asked, traditional or digital?
Both. I'm not going to pick. I do both types of artwork. I mean, my bigger prints that I do, like I do a lot of stuff straight on computer. Like the artwork for this podcast was completely done on computer. But for my bigger prints, I tend to draw it on paper first because I like the control that you can have with having the paper and pencil right there instead of, the tablet where you're not drawing directly on it. You're moving the pen around and then you're seeing what you're doing on the screen. If I had a Cintiq, maybe I would change to completely digital, but I don't. So, I would say both. They both have their pros and cons.
I personally, it depends. I mean, I'm just looking around my room where I actually have a lot of bought images from mostly furry conventions. But there's also this one that has right there on in front of me over my screens. There is a Triforce, setup of 3 images, 2 prints, and the middle piece is actually an original piece I bought at an art auction last year, and by Orphan Cyrus. I tried to get one from Orphan Cyrus 2 years ago, but now I got this one. Hooray! And the thing is, at the end of the day, if I lean back and look at the 2 pieces of digital art versus this one original in the middle, which is obviously traditional art with even watercolors and stuff, I guess it really mostly depends on the outcome, the end product. Both can be absolutely fantastic. I mean, for me personally, as a producer, I favor a lot the digital art. I mean, before I got my drawing tablet, I got the advice from artists like Keyframe and Manga Jack to start out drawing analog drawing traditional art first, because before I buy a tablet for a few $100 and then don't like it, I should try it out first. So you can see from my DeviantArt, I did those attempts with drawing stuff. But what I really like is a way that you can, as an artist in digital art, modify what you like, proportions. Like starting out doing proportions, and on traditional art, you draw something, then you take a step back and you realize, damn it, this head is far too small for the rest of the body, or whatever is off. And you basically have to take the eraser and remove everything and start over, and eventually the paper gets run through, or you can't. It's muddy from all the erased lines and whatnot. And here's the beautiful thing about digital art: you can manipulate stuff afterwards, and eventually you should still learn how to do proportions right. But it is easier to fix this kind of stuff. And I also like the certain elegance you can, for example, have with digital line art. Like when you have, especially with pressure sensitivity, when you have those bigger and smaller lines, and you can go for the perfect line, while in traditional art, you can do something similar with inking. And then you can also work with real life pressure sensor, like pressing hard and pressing low. But
there's no undo button.
Yes, there is no undo button. I mean, this basically was the safe screen in my old mobile phone. I still need to put this in my old one. No reloads. Like remind yourself, real life doesn't have reloads. No reloads. And this is barely anywhere more true. Okay, it's actually everywhere true, but it's also true in traditional art. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's why with my bigger pieces, I like to draw it on paper first, because while I have the control, I can still, if there's something that I like and I'm like, looks a little bit off right now, I could just go scan it in, and then I could just fix it digitally. But I still, the rest of it still has that, oh, look, it still looks the way I want it to.
Mm.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, to actually give people an incentive, here's from Enigma R Prince. Ain, Y, and Key, what are some things that have influenced your behavior or life?
Is that really a question you want to ask me in this podcast?
Maybe give the give the positive version. I mean,
how do you make a positive version?
You can shortcut without going into detail the more unpleasant parts and focus on good parts. Like for example, who got you into art and Beatles?
Lauren.
What?
Lauren.
What wasn't it your dad who got you into Beatles and drawing first?
Oh well, my dad. Oh yeah, but okay. I thought you were talking about career-wise, not just in general.
No, like in general. Who sparked your interest?
In general, it was my dad. So, but no, the things that influence my behavior and everything in life. Well, that inspires my stuff that I make, not my life, you troglodyte.
Also, I recall Basil the Mouse Detective basically influenced your targeting for men, I have been told.
I'm never going to tell you anything ever again. That was supposed to stay in confidence in the line of that roller coaster at Six Flags.
Okay,
sure.
Okay, fair enough. Same thing for me. Yes, I had a boy crush on Gadget from Rescue Ranger. No, Rescue Rangers?
Fine. No, yeah, Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
There you go.
I had a total boy crush on Gadget. There you have it. Now we are even.
And
I still think he is cute. I'm such a disgusting lewd furry. It's not.
Hey, at least you're not like that. I think it's like in Sweden or something. There's a whole cult dedicated to her.
Oh yeah, I saw the post on Tumblr. But please,
anyway, continuing. Christ. No, the things that influence my behavior is the life experiences that I've had that the not positive ones, and to go into serious Chrissy mode. With what I've gone through in my life, it helped me because it made me grow up really fast and stuff. It helped me realize that the things that you care about and the things that you love, the people that you care about and the people that you love, they will not be there forever. It goes with the whole life doesn't have redos. And the things that are worth it, that you care about, that you know that can happen, but it will be hard. Those are the things that are most worth going for. There will be some things that will be easy in life because some of us have, skill sets that make some things easier. Like, I'm good at being, what's the term again? Not coordinator. I'm good with connecting with people.
Oh, networker.
Networker.
You are a natural networker.
Yeah, I'm good at networking, which helps me with a lot of my stuff given my career. But it still doesn't make it completely easy. And it's like, I have, to me, because of everything that I've gone through, I've realized, yeah, there will be things that are hard, that will hurt sometimes, that will be not easy, and it'll be tiring, exhausting, it can be trying, but it's worth it, because if you just give up, then you don't know if you'll ever have a chance to do it again, to experience it again, to have that thing or person there. You don't know when people will go away. So that's influenced my life a lot, and surprisingly in a positive sense, because with a lot of people who've gone through the stuff that I've been through.
Nice save there.
Thanks. The stuff that I've been through, a lot of them don't spin it into a positive outlook. A lot of people turn that into a general cynicism of the world and using that as a reason or an excuse to just kind of be a nihilist and just be like, nothing is worth it, I'm not worth it, it's just everything's shit, so let me just remain shitty. Sorry.
I love how you just saved yourself from saying shit just to say it twice in the next sentence.
But there's no better way to say it. There's honestly not, so...
Today's show is not advertiser friendly by YouTube standards anyway, so who cares? Especially not me, since I don't monetize my videos for ages now, because screw YouTube.
What about you?
Yeah, it's amazing. I had a very easy, very uncomplicated childhood. I was actually overprotected with 4 older sisters who were not surrogate, but additional mother figures and whatnot. And I turned into a complete cynic. With a negative outlook and everything. Like, isn't it amazing? The person with a crappy childhood actually becomes a positive one, and the one with a easy positive childhood is a grumpy, cynical dick. Welcome to reality.
Maybe that's why you keep me around. I help offset you.
Maybe.
Together we make almost a normal person.
But yeah, other stuff that influenced me. Spending the majority of, or a big chunk, let's put it like this, spending a big chunk of my childhood in front of television and Nintendo. Basically, yeah. I'm not sure if it spawned it or it basically nurtured my love for media in general, which also, I still love media. I love TV shows. I love movies. I'm still a very active gamer, not in a competitive sense, but I like to play a video game every now and then. So yeah, this was going early on. What was the precise question? Bless you. What have influenced your behavior or life? So yeah, obviously those aspects of my early life have influenced my hobbies to this day. Also, I probably a bigger a greater influence was the fact that, or what shaped my life very strongly was that my parents sent me to a boarding school from 6th to 10th grade. So for 5 years I was basically there, living with other guys. That's where I developed my deep passion for board games, because in this boarding school there was no free television or anything, so we actually had to do other stuff besides video games and television to entertain ourselves. So I had a group of friends for role playing. I had back then, today I have like 40 or 50 board games, but back then I had my 3 or 4 board games with me there in the boarding school, and we played games in the afternoon on all weekend and stuff like this. So this probably also had a big influence on me.
If I may ask, did you ever have a video camera or anything as a kid? Because you did go to school for media.
Oh yeah, good point actually. Yes, my parents owned a video camera, and I lost in time sadly, I recorded a superhero movie with my dog being the superhero, and basically I integrated all the basic tricks she's capable of into being an act of super, like, I threw a bomb, and the bomb is just a ball she likes to play with. So she goes there. Obviously, she has some piece of clothing stuck into her necklace. Not necklace. What's it called when a dog wears it?
Collar.
Yeah, in her collar. So it's a super cape. And then she just lazily walks after the ball, and this is defusing the bomb. And in the boarding school, I actually, in one of my later years, I actually brought my camera there, and to the annoyance of the adults there, we actually recorded, or we actually produced an entire movie. The movie is absolute shit. I cut all of it. It was great fun to make, and the in-between shenanigans we created while not actually recording scenes for it were the best of it. But I actually went down later and cut all the actual scenes of the movie together. And I watched it, and it was, I believe, over an hour long, and God, it was so bad. There was nothing good. The characters were bad, the pacing was bad, the jokes were bad. Nothing was good about this movie except the time we had creating it.
There was, I had something similar. I mean, the thing that at least inspired, at least, me want my affiliation to media and media production was one of my first gifts that I got. Every year my mom would get me some kind of camera, and you know, when you're a little kid, it was like a toy thing, but then I actually got an actual video camera. And I just remember I would, because I didn't have friends. I was not a very, it wasn't a social thing. People just didn't want to hang out with me. But I would take my bike, and I took duct tape and duct taped the camera to the handlebars of the bike and ride my bike just around the town so I could get like tracking footage. And then and I remember one of the first things I did, I think I was like 7, and this footage is gone. I did a parody of Law and Order because that was the only show my mom watched, and I played every character. And I took that tracking footage, and I just put that in between every single scene in Movie Maker.
Obviously. Ooh.
And I found the dum-dum. No, I couldn't find it on the internet. I held my camera to the TV during Law and Order.
Oh, you have this really bad recorded from TV audio. Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, it was great. I think I remember one character was like a dude, so I had to play the dude characters, and all I did was that I took my mom's eyeliner stick and just drew bags under my eyes, because I was like, that makes me a guy. Bags!
But yeah, I guess beyond that, anything else that influenced me? Yeah, I guess my ex-girlfriends had good influence on me, like getting me to actually get my own flat, like this kind of stuff. Actually, my fashion sense was very, very, to a big chunk shaped by an ex-girlfriend of mine. So the fact that I wear scarves sometimes and like to wear shirts and stuff, all thanks to her. So
I guess
good contributions, I guess.
I mean, hey, there was something beneficial out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess to have one little genuine moment. That was scary.
Time to wrap up the show, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, I'm just gonna say, I would say that you've influenced at least how I act over the course of the time that we've gotten to know each other.
Yeah, you see, this is something a lot of people have misconceptions about. Doing slave work actually forms character. So yeah, me abusing you as my art slave was a great thing for you to get forward. And nowadays you actually ask for money, so you don't do stuff for free anymore. You are welcome.
I try to have one genuine moment, and that happens, and yet I'm not surprised.
We can't end the show on a genuine moment.
Oh yeah.
And we need to end the show because we're already over an hour again.
Yeah, because then we'll go... Yeah, probably because of your Trump stuff. But, like... Yeah, because we have a genuine moment. People are going to have those obligatory Which one is key dating comments? Ugh. Who am I living with? There we go.
Hashtag golden any key OT3 for life.
Yes, just ship the OT3. There you go.
Indeed. Ship it like FedEx. Ship it like it's hot. Anyways.
No, don't ship it like FedEx and it'll get lost in the mail for like 3 months. Ship it like UPS.
Good thing. Okay. Guys, just once again the reminder, next week's live recording of the show will happen as always at the times you see everywhere. The times, it's 10 p.m. for me. It's your times, other times, but it will be on Tuesday instead of Thursday next week. So that's the thing. And maybe okay, Keyframe, will there be pre and post show content on your channel at some point?
Yes, there will be. What I want to plan is to release the pre and post show stuff the Wednesday before the next podcast kind of thing. So we have a precursor, but I haven't been able to because I've been busy editing stuff for you. So it's like I'm having that as priority. So by all probability, the first highlight reel will probably be a splice between the first 2 episodes.
And then again, we have to see how much time you actually have with your trip next week. So fingers crossed. But yeah, if you have not yet seen a reason to subscribe to her, and me, and you. And send us questions.
In one stream? Oh my goodness! Oh, never mind.
And keep in mind to send us questions. Hashtag any key questions over on Twitter. This is ANY.
And this is Keyframe.
Saying see you soon.
Bye-bye.